It's Kristen with Simply a Stewart, and I am back with our large Costco haul. So if you are new here, we go to Costco about every 6 weeks because it is in the city and it is not close to our house. My husband and I ditch the kids for the day. They hang out at Grandma and Grandpa's and have a great time. And we go on a large grocery trip. And usually we hit Trader Joe's and Aldi on the way home. It's mostly all of our groceries for 6 weeks. And then I just go and fill in produce on the in-between weeks. So I'm going to share with you guys what we got on our Costco haul today. We spent $900, but there are a handful of things that are not groceries and a few things that we picked up for family that will be deducted that they just asked us to grab while we were there, more or less for our kids at their house. So, I'm going to flip the camera around here and show you guys what we got. Okay, so we're going to start with the cold and the frozen stuff because, like I said, it is a long day. We leave at like 10 a.m. and go into the city to do our grocery shopping, and it is like 8:30 now. So I'm going to share with you guys these things so my husband can go ahead and start putting them away, and then I'll share with you guys the other side because you can see my table's already full. So over here, we have 3 large bags of these French green beans. Unfortunately, they are no longer organic, which is kind of a bummer. But I do love having the large bags that we can just pick out, you know, a handful or more or less depending on how many people happen to be eating and whatever meal it is, and throw them into the thing. Last year we didn't buy nearly as many beans, but we had a much better harvest out of our garden, and this year, unfortunately, our harvest was not nearly as good, so we have been stocking up on those. So we have 3 of those. We have 3 of these big bags of peas. My kids love these. They go through them like crazy. My kids mostly will just eat them right out of the freezer, but my son is 6, and he just adores being able to make these on the stovetop. It's one of the only things he can make, so he does that very frequently. I don't know if it's because it's his very favorite, or if because he gets to help make them on his own. So I did pick up 3 bags of those. I think we actually already still have 1 in the freezer, but we go through a ton of those. So these will be for smoothies, although my kids just like to eat them, and sometimes I have to remind them to eat the fresh fruit and leave these for smoothies. So we got 1 set of the tropical blend and 1 set of the mangoes. We had a brand new bag of pineapples we just opened, and my kids like to mix the mango and the pineapple as a smoothie, so we picked those up. We have 4 of these big bags of broccoli, and in each one are 4 individual bags. If you are the family that likes to steam them in something like the microwave, you can go ahead and do that. We do not, so we just cut the bags open and throw them in the oven to roast, and they work perfectly. Back here, we have 3 big containers of the almond milk. There are 3 half gallons in each one of them, so we do use this. We do also use coconut milk, and I know that that is better for us, but honestly, sometimes we have to compromise, and this is one of those places that we do because it's just easier. So it is organic and it is non-dairy, but it, again, is it's not as healthy as the coconut milk, but we use this a lot for, I use it for coffee. My kids do eat cereal once a week, and if you've ever watched my VitaCost hauls, you will see the cereal that we order from there. And lately, because it is wintertime, we've been doing hot chocolate once a week for snack time in the afternoons, as well as my husband has become a liker of hot chocolate. He was not previous to this, but so we have been going through quite a bit of those. So those 9 will probably not last us the whole quite 6 weeks, but that's all that we have been purchasing in the past and all that fits well in our refrigerator. So I may have to pick up a half gallon or 2 on the last week or 2. So, but for the most part, that will work for us. Over here, we have carrots. We will use these over the next 6 weeks for dinners, for smoothies, for salads, and just to snack on. So we got those. We got 1 set of Baby Bella mushrooms. I usually would probably pick up 2, but my father-in-law just dropped off a bunch of mushrooms for us yesterday. He had visited the Amish and dropped some stuff off for us, so he picked us up those, so I only picked up 1 this time. These are the Red Delicious apples. These are for my husband over the next several weeks for lunch. They stay really well, actually, in our refrigerator. If we get the apples, now these are not organic, and perhaps that's why. If we get the organic apples that we get for our kids, usually only last 2 weeks, and then they'll go bad. These, as long as we would keep them refrigerated from today on seem to last a fairly long time in the refrigerator. So my husband will take these for his lunches. We did pick up this 5 dozen eggs. If you followed me for any amount of time, you know that we do not typically buy eggs, never at Costco, very rarely at all. We get them from the farmer. We do go through 6 to 7 dozen eggs a week typically, but we are just in a cold region and it is molt season and they are not getting nearly as many eggs as they usually do, so we can't pick them up as frequently. So we did go ahead and pick these up just kind of to, you know, fill in and make sure that we have enough for now, although my farmer did call today and say that we could get some, so I am very excited about that. We'll be going to pick them up probably on Monday, but at that point, most of my weekend cooking will be done. So we picked those up. We picked up this turkey breast. If you have ever seen my hauls before, you have probably seen this, but let me see if I can find the ingredients in case you're interested. Right here, organic turkey breast, water, and sea salt. That's why we love this brand. We pick it up, we put it in our freezer, and we will pull it out. Occasionally, we will do some kind of like turkey club for lunch or dinner on like a homemade wrap or something, or my kids eat sprouted sourdough bread because while they are usually gluten-free, they do not have to be for medical reasons, where my husband and I do. A lot of times, though, we just go ahead and throw these in our Lunchables. If you guys are interested in that, I have a link down below there in the description box that shares how we make our Lunchables to go with us because, like I said, we don't really eat out most of the time. We pack our lunches on the go. We picked up these chicken and apple sausages. And these, there you go. Not perfect. They do have a casing on them, obviously, but ingredients are pretty clean. I think, don't quote me, that these are Whole30 approved, but I don't follow Whole30 particularly, but I think I've seen them on those videos. So they are pretty clean. We do, these are perfect. I make so many foods from scratch and things like that that sometimes mommy just needs a break and I need to not cook something that's difficult. So these are super easy to cook up and they're like a pre-made type thing. So we keep these on hand for that reason. I picked up this cheese. This has become our favorite. Again, we don't do a ton of dairy, but twice a month we usually, or sorry, twice every 6 weeks we usually make pizza from a like a Simple Mills pizza crust, and so we need to have cheese for it. And there you go. Those are the ingredients. They are pre-sliced, and they're kind of hard to see there, but makes it nice and easy. And we can just cut this down the center, and then we have 2 sets. Over here we have a set of spinach. This will mostly be for our smoothies for the upcoming week or 2. Then we have this organic spring mix. Organic spring mix has been really hit or miss lately, but we always have really good luck at Costco, so my husband said, get it. And we will not only have salads for lunch this week, which we usually do, we buy 2, but we'll buy a 3rd, and we will do salads for dinner this week. So we got 3 of those. And then I love the fact that they have organic berries there. These ones, I believe, were, I want to say $4.99, maybe $5.99. They did not have any strawberries, and the raspberries were like $8.99 for the carton. So we didn't pick up any of those, but I did go ahead and pick up a set of the blueberries. And then I picked up 2 sets of Kerrygold. So I'm going to go ahead and get this off the table so my husband can get it put away, and I'll show you what else we got. Alright guys, so as you can see, there's still a lot to come. I meant it when I said we spent a lot this time. We don't typically quite spend $900. That is probably our biggest trip yet. So, like I said, we picked up a few things that we don't typically get and don't necessarily come out of our grocery budget. And this was the first item. It's just the 2 hand towels and the 2 washcloths. We have 4 kids, and they have been using, except for my oldest, but they mostly use like younger kids like washcloths and kids towels, like hooded towels and things that you see around Christmas time. They've got them over the years, but my older kids are starting to grow out of those things, and so we just picked these up. Plus I wanted to have a couple more, it's like a lint. I wanted to have a couple more hand towels just because I'm trying to switch them every day at least, but you know, it's just hard to get all the towels washed as often as I need to, because we only have a couple hand towels. So I just wanted to pick those up. Those match the colors of what we already have, and I believe that set was $9.99. I was, like I mentioned, we're picking up a few things just to kind of stock up. We live in a cold area where you can get blizzard, you know, can get blizzard-like conditions and get stuck inside. Also, now my husband, praise Jesus, has not been laid off in a very, very long time. Actually, only once ever in the history of him being where he is, but the 1 year he got laid off in the winter. Ever since, we've always just kind of tried to keep a little bit extra on hand, and since we've switched our diet, we haven't really done that, just because of the expense. And so now we're trying to slowly build up just a little bit extra again for, you know, those types of reasons. And so we were going to pick up one of these, even though we still have some. And when we got there, they were on sale. They were, I don't know, $3 or $4 off. They were 10 something a bag instead of like $14 a bag. And so we picked up not one, but two of those. And then we got this baking soda. This is always a really great deal. Let me see if I can get the weight. There you go. 13 pounds. And it used to be 5 something, but I do think the price increased a little bit. It was 6 something this time. So, but still a really great deal, and we'd like to keep that on hand for like some cleaning needs, as well as we use it for cooking occasionally. So that's another thing we stocked up on. See, we were just about out of batteries, and like for flashlights and those types of things. And you know, it's that time of year we just got Christmas toys and birthday toys, and so we stocked up on these. They were on sale. They were, I believe, $12.99 each. Now, if you needed the D's, I think they were $13.99, but they were also on sale. And so we went ahead and got not just one, but two of each of these, just so we could have them on hand, and we would be sure not to run out. We got 2 pineapples. We usually have done pineapple every week for breakfast for my kids as part of their breakfast. It has been really hit or miss. In the past 2 years we've been doing this, I can't remember any time that we've had so many bad pineapples, so we haven't got them, but these ones seem to pretty decent, and so we went ahead, and they're bigger than the Aldi ones and the same price. So we did pick up 2 this time, so that's what they can actually have. They're what they're used to for breakfast, because we haven't done that in about a month or so. So hopefully these 2 are really good, and then we'll probably go back to doing like oranges or something, mandarins or apples in the morning for now. So, but we picked those up. Thank you, Costco. You listened to, probably not me, but somebody, and you brought back apple cider vinegar. They do not have the big jug. They have these 3 smaller ones, but this was $7.99 for the big, for the 3. If you go to my local grocer, that's almost what it costs for one of these. I did pick it up at Aldi last time, and I don't remember what the price was. But I felt like that was a really good price. It is raw, unfiltered, organic with the mother. And top it off, you hear that? It's in glass. I'm so excited. So we did pick that up because we definitely needed to stock up on that. We are almost out of the last set that we have. And then we got 5 of these Simple Mills crackers. We love to eat these with tuna. My husband also likes to snack on these. We put these in our Lunchable. If you guys have not checked out that video, the link is down below. If you guys have not seen these before, I show them in almost every haul I do. There are the ingredients. Super clean, super awesome. They are not sprouted if that is your thing, but otherwise, one of the best things out there that I have been able to find as a pre-made type of cracker that is gluten-free. So over here we have salsa, and we actually have one of these on hand. I was not going to pick one up, and my husband said, but we're trying to stock up a little extra, so I did. Does have organic cane sugar, but otherwise it is pretty good and clean, so we keep that on hand. These we had all decided that we always get. This is, I believe it's $15. I could be wrong on that price, but I'm pretty sure it's right. 84 ounces. It is organic, virgin, unrefined, all the things, cold pressed, or, you know, that you want. Unfortunately, this one's in plastic, not glass, but it is the best price around, and so we always keep that on hand. We do use it for a lot of our baking and for oil pulling. We have almond butter. This is back, so if you were like me and were unsure, it is there. If you were unfamiliar, Costco had their almond butter not recalled, but they had like quality control is what they called it. They said it was not dangerous. There was no recall on it, but they were not currently putting any out on the shelves. And so the last trip, there was none. And so we actually used our last jar yesterday to make some muffins, and that was all we had. We have no more almond butter at all in our cupboards anywhere, and so we stocked up on 4 of those. Back here we have my husband's favorite organic tortilla chips. Every single time we go, people ask us if we're having a party. No, we are not. But this is at least 6 weeks worth of food, sometimes more for us, so we make sure that we don't run out of our favorites, and that is my husband's favorite evening. Put the kids to bed, sit down, and watch, you know, the game kind of snack. So we got those. We got these, Lindsay's black olives. Those, again, for my husband's salads. Here we go. One of those things that cost us, we did not plan on getting. I walked in to Costco not even planning to buy tomato paste at all this time. We have not quite a full case, but almost a full case. We use this to make our ketchup. I was in debates. I was thinking, maybe I should get one. So I looked at them. They had the dreaded asterisk. I'm so sad. I'm going to be emailing them and begging them not to get rid of it. There was Hunt's right beside it, and so I'm thinking that's what they're bringing in. I want organic. I was so upset. But because they had the asterisk there, I went ahead and picked up 4 cases. So we did get those. I picked up this is my husband's. Yeah, it's his awful, like, yeah, you can hear him in the background, poison. None of us chew gum or eat any of that junk, but that's his thing. Whatever. But we did pick it up, and we did pay for it, so it's in the haul. We did pick up green beans. We do not typically eat much out of a can, but if you watch my Trader Joe's haul, I mentioned the tomato soup, that we use in a recipe from my great-grandmother that was passed down, and it also calls for green beans. We tried fresh green beans in it because that's what we prefer. We tried the frozen. It just wasn't the same, and so we do buy canned green beans for that one recipe. So we have those. That will last us a bit because we don't eat it very often. Like, don't eat canned green beans for anything else. But we bought raisins. This is the only place that I can find organic raisins. So if I go to Aldi or our local grocery, they do not carry organic, and so I'm very happy to find them there. My kids love raisins. They used to not eat them very often at all, and now they adore them. And so I have been going through them like crazy. So I went ahead and I picked up 2 boxes this time, even though I only used 1. I do think these are about $10 a box also. So I picked those up. These are $13.99 or $12.99. But this is a very good maple syrup. We love it. One of these is actually, I mentioned a few things weren't for us. One of these is for my sister, and one of them is for us. We use this as a sweetener as well as on our things like pancakes and waffles in the morning. So picked up those. Avocado oil, best in class. Always have this stuff around. It is truly the best price around. We used to get this is the 2 liter, right? Yes, we used to get the 1 liter, which is what they carried, and that was $9.99. This one, I believe, is like $17.99 or $16.99, if I'm thinking of that price correctly, but it costs like $1 million, I swear, for a little bottle around here. It is so expensive. I do not want to be caught buying this anywhere else. So even though I have a full one of these at home, I did go ahead and pick up an extra. I would rather have more than not enough. That's one of those things I do not want to pay anywhere else but Costco for. So, and then we got also a large organic extra virgin olive oil, and we use this for our dressing. This is what we use to cook with for the most part. That is what we use to bake with, and this is what we use to make our homemade salad dressing. So these also in plastic. This used to be in glass. I wish they would have kept it in glass, but you know, I'm glad they at least carry it. For a little bit there, they had gotten rid of it for like 1 trip, and I was devastated. So I'm trying not to complain about the plastic thing. These were on sale. They were $6.99, I believe, and I didn't really have planned to get these, but I was watching some other hauls right before, like, getting ready for this trip yesterday, and my daughter saw them, and she loves these, and so we went ahead and we picked them up. When we were out Christmas shopping, we had taken myself, had taken my grandmother out shopping to do Christmas shopping, and we saw a small pack of these at, I don't know, TJ Maxx or Marshall's, and they were like $3.99 for, I don't know, I think there were 6 pieces in them. There was literally like next to nothing in it. And my grandmother, of course, bought them for her, and that was the last time she's had them, and she has just been watching out for them. And so when she saw them in my haul, she's like, "Please, Mom," and I'm like, well, at least there's not 6 in them, and it costs only like $1 or $2 more. So we did pick those up for her. These I have not seen in so long. These are $6.99 a bag. They have not been there in ages. Seriously, ages. I can't tell you the last trip they actually had these. And when I went, they also had the asterisk. So, again, we only get there every 6 weeks. So, 6 weeks ago, they were not there. I don't know how long they've been on the shelf, but they put an asterisk beside them again. If you aren't familiar, the asterisk means they're dreaded. They are going away. So, if it's something you like, you better pick up. So, we picked up 1, 2, 3 of them. My kids will be so happy that they have them, but so sad that they won't be able to get them next trip. We picked up these paleo bars. They stopped carrying paleo bites. They started carrying these little bars. Only 3 of my kids like these. Every morning we do an apple for like circle time as a snack, and we would get a paleo bite. And so we've been just cutting one of these bars into 3s, and it's about the same size of a paleo bite, so it's been working okay for us. So I did pick up another one of those. This is something else, again, not for us, but my kids probably will eat this at my mother-in-law's. They only eat wheat products, and so they have used the Birch Benders, what is it? The paleo pancakes, which is what we usually get. These didn't seem too far off, except for they had, what did they have in it that was different? For sure. I can't remember. Oh, buttermilk. I don't think there's no dairy in paleo, so we do consume some dairy, so it's not a huge deal for us, but they aren't in the paleo ones, and that's what they usually get. But these are better than wheat pancake, like Bisquick, which is what my mother-in-law would use. So we did pick this up so that she could make pancakes for the kids at her house, as she asked us to, because they do not carry that at Sam's Club, which is where she goes. So we picked up these cashew clusters. These are $9.99 a bag. My kids just adore these. We usually use these and raisins once or twice a week for snack. And so we picked up an extra bag of those. We do currently have 1 bag, but, you know, that won't last very long. We picked up hip peas. These were $4.99. They were on sale. I had, again, no intent. This is why my budget was so high this time, guys, or my bill. I had no intention of buying these whatsoever, but we got there and they were on sale, and they actually had them. They haven't had them in forever, and so we just went ahead and picked one up because we figured our kids really do enjoy them, and we don't use them a lot, but we do use them when we're going, like say we have a family picnic or something like that, and my kids don't eat chips and a bunch of stuff that they have there. We will take these for my kiddos to be able to kind of be involved with everybody, but have something that's a little healthier and a little cleaner. So I picked those up while we were there. These were on, I guess you could say, like the clearance or whatever. They were in the back on the shelves. I know I paid, I think it was $9.99 for something very similar to this for my other, yeah, gross, sorry, that was a dog hair. They're shedding right now. It's crazy. But anyways, I picked up these for one of my other kiddos at the beginning of the season because we needed a pair, and they were $9.99 then. We picked these up for $4.99, I believe, today. My daughter happened to lose one of her mittens. I have no idea how, because we have a bin where they all belong, but you know, if you have kids, you probably know what I mean. And so since they were $4.99 and her hands were actually a little snug in the one she had, I went ahead and picked these up. And then my husband tried these on and he really liked them. So again, they were $4.99, and so we picked those ones up for him because his were just really old and they're starting to, you know, break down and fall apart. So he needed a replacement. Here, one more bag of these does not belong to us. Again, my sister So one of these won't be for us, but it was included in our bill, so I'm sharing with you, although she will likely pay me back because she's wonderful. This and this will be going to her house, so that will be another, you know, 25-ish, 27, somewhere in there, dollars out of our bill. So, but I did pick one up for her. We have a full container back there. I brought stuff upstairs and filled everything up before we left for our trip, but that is all we had, so we had none downstairs. So I picked up one for her and then 4 for us, and I will go ahead and fill our bucket downstairs, so over the course of the next several weeks as we use it, I can go ahead and just replace it. We picked up some chia seeds. These, again, something I was not planning to buy. I feel like I'm saying that over and over again in this video, but they were on sale as well. I believe they were $5.99 for the bag. My kiddos absolutely adore these. My daughter even uses it on her salad, not just like in her smoothies and stuff. So I picked those up. And then here we go. We got, sorry, mind my mess over there, guys. We just got home and everything's kind of thrown. But I got 4, so it's a 2-pack, and I got two 2-packs, so 4 of these hydrogen peroxides. They are $1.99. These bottles are much bigger than the Dollar Tree, so I like to get them there. I use these for quite a bit of like our stain treating and our cleaning. So I picked up all of those because we were just about out. We picked this up. We eyed this last year. Honey, do you know how much the bee thing was? Nope. We got there and I saw it and we eyed it last year and we didn't buy it. And I was like, oh, look at that. And I had to zip to the restroom because we had drank some coffee on the way down. And so I zipped into the restroom, and when I came back out, this was already in my cart. So I don't even know how much this was. But have any of you guys used this before? I'm like super excited. I know they carried them last year. But like I said, we had looked at them and just never decided to go ahead and take the leap. But it was in my cart, so, you know, it stayed. And then down here, these are $7.99. I pretty much get 2 of these when I go, and then the next trip or 2, I don't actually have to get any, but I do take Epsom salt baths. The magnesium is good for my thyroid. If you guys don't know, one of the reasons we changed our diet was because I dove down the rabbit hole, learning how to control my Hashimoto's without going on Synthroid, and one of the things I found out is how important magnesium was for it. That is not doctor advice because I am not a doctor, but it is one of the things I have done on my health journey that has been helping me, and so we make sure we always have these on hand. It also works great for detox baths for my kiddos when they're like getting sick and such. Down here, what was it? $24. Oh, he says that is $24. So if you guys are looking and interested, now you know. Down here, again, see, I'm telling you thing after thing, guys, that I did not plan on buying. I never go through the extra aisles. And, okay, so I ran into the restroom, and this ended up in my cart. He ran into the restroom, and we ended up with towels, and then we ended up going through all these extra aisles that we never go through. We just kind of skip, and this is probably why, because my budget goes through the roof with that. But we have a vehicle that has leather seats, and in the summer get very hot, in the winter get very cold, and so we used to have seat covers on them. Last year, my in-laws had used our vehicle to take the kiddos somewhere, and so we had like swapped vehicles for the day so they could take them somewhere, and they had ended up accidentally ripping one of the covers, and then the second one like is just getting loose from over time, so we hadn't replaced them yet. These were $24.99, I believe, and so we decided to go ahead and take the dive, and we picked those up. They may try those, guys. I would love to hear a review if anybody's used these already. And then down here, don't mind, we opened this because we needed tissues in the car. How terrible is that? But they did have this these ones were, I believe, $14.99. Now, the smaller, like, square boxes were on sale. These ones were not. I believe those ones were $10.99, but they, A, are less tissues, and B, I do not care for, like, the extra added stuff in them. They have, like, the lotion or whatever. And C, they're square boxes, and I put them in my nightstand so that we can use tissues upstairs if we need them. And this is the shape and the size of the box that fits. The square boxes do not fit in my nightstand upstairs, so we've picked those up. And then we picked up, again, something we're just stocking a little extra of: toilet paper. I do not want to get stuck in a blizzard by chance at my house where I can't go out and get toilet paper. It was really funny. As we were planning for this trip and kind of deciding what we needed, we had my daughter's birthday, and so on Facebook in my memories, her birthday came up from her first birthday, and that year we had a blizzard and we were stuck in our house because we were under state of emergency and could not leave. So it was just funny that all of this happened, and we were kind of like, maybe we should make sure we have some of the things that we wouldn't want to be without, and this was definitely one of them, because now we don't have just 2 adults and 1 child in a diaper, which we did then. Now we have 6 people using the toilet very frequently, and so we go through a lot of toilet paper in this house. Like I said, my kids are homeschooled. They do not go to school and use the toilet paper. They use toilet paper at home all the time. So we bought 2 of them this time instead of just the one we normally would. And then we also bought this. So we have 2 puppies. If you were following me, you found out we got puppies in the fall. We had 2 dogs who have since passed away, and our routines have changed, and the way our house is set up has changed, and so where they go to the restroom is in a different place than our old dogs, and there is no lighting out there. So when it gets dark, which it is like all the time right now, we have to carry a flashlight out to take them out. And so we've been looking for something to put on the house, but it's been really hard because we don't have electric, any kind of outletting, and we've already rewired that portion of the house because we've done a lot of electrical work in our house. And so to run new wires through drywall and such that's already been redone once, it's been hard. So we found this, and it doesn't require electric because it's solar powered. So I thought that was really neat. Honey, how much was this?
What?
The light.
George, you're killing me.
I am killing you. I'll see if he can figure it out. But we picked that up also then. So, like I said, lots of things that we kind of stocked up on that we usually don't. And that's why our budget was so high this time. Okay, so he looked it up. If you guys are interested, that light was $39.99, so I think that was a decent deal. Again, that won't come out of our food budget. It will be coming out of like a separate housing budget that is continually going on because, as you can see the drywall behind me, we've been in construction for like 9 years straight. So there's always a housing budget also. Oh, sorry guys. But that is our Costco haul. If you guys like these kinds of hauls, please give me a thumbs up and make sure you like and subscribe down below. Also keep an eye out. I will have a Trader Joe's and Aldi haul coming up shortly. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.